Let me tell you about Julie. She was a brilliant front-end developer in a mid-sized company in Belgium, but outside her company, no one knew she existed. When recruiters looked her up, they found an outdated LinkedIn profile without an image, GitHub profile that was empty, no Readme, no pinned projects, no signs of her real talent. She was applying for jobs, and one of our friends that works in recruiting told her how much of a whole image counts and matters aside from bio. Julie was kind of surprised. She told us, "I thought GitHub was just for pushing commits and fixing bugs." Now imagine you are applying for your dream job. You sent your resume, contacted the recruiter or a LinkedIn, and secured yourself the interview. On the day of this event, you walk into the office and meet the hiring manager. In the midst of the interview, she says, "Oh, I know. We've already looked through your GitHub. You've got a really solid approach to component structure. That project with the dynamic programming, love that." Now you're in the driver's seat. You have the grounds covered amazingly, and you can steer the conversation into the direction that suits you, where you show your expertise, achievements, and benefits from smart strategic positioning. Don't you just love that? And let's take the same situation, but with a poor GitHub portfolio and no Stack Overflow presence and a LinkedIn profile created but never filled in properly. You got the interview, you can talk about your project, success, achievements, but that is the momentum you need to create at that very moment. And your interviewers have already made some kind of first impression. In this scenario, unless you are a communication expert and you know how to turn every situation into a win for yourself, you won't have the steering wheel position, unfortunately. In today's world, people create an opinion without even meeting with you, as there are so many ways to find certain information about you in this world. Use this fact strategically and think twice before you post even the craziest images to some of your personal profiles, or keep them very limited at least. So how do you make your GitHub portfolio speak the best of you? Here are 3 things to focus on. Pin your best projects. GitHub lets you pin repositories on your profile. Think of these as your feature work. Something that you would put in the ad for your company. Pick 3 to 6 repos that show clean code, clear structure, thoughtful readme. If possible, real-world application or demo. You don't need to mention names, but provide data that add up to credibility. Less is more. So you don't need dozens of projects. You need a few strong ones that say, "I know what I'm doing, and I care about the right amount of details." Think about a pain points, and then select the solutions for those to emphasize. Think from your audience's perspective what they would read. Your Readme is like your portfolio's landing page. So what to include in it? A good Readme includes project purpose, features, setup instructions, screenshots or demos, your role in the project, and your expertise. DevConnecty is a web app that helps remote developers find collaborators for side project based on text, time zone, and interest. Built with Next.js, Node.js, and Mongo database, it features real-time messaging, GitHub login, and personalized project suggestions using a simple recommendation algorithm. This project was born out of my frustration trying to find other developers to build meaningful, non-trivial projects with. DevConnecty is my attempt to lower the barrier to collaboration in the DV community. I led the full-stack development from database, design to deployment on Vercel. I also created a matching logic and handle old integration. You can add screenshots, live demos, and links. This is a nice one, right? And let's see why this one works. It has a purpose, clear motivation, frustration, finding collaborators. It shows impact, shows it solves a real problem in the developer community. Tech stack highlights relevant skills with popular frameworks, unique elements, matching logic, real-time chat. These show complexity. And your role, you own the key parts. It makes you the go-to expert for it. Extra credit includes links, visuals, making it easy to explore. Just keep in mind that when your Readme isn't viewed on GitHub, any content or 500 kilobytes will be truncated. If you add a Readme file to the root of your public repository with the same name as your username, that Readme will automatically appear on your profile page. The third element to focus on for your amazing portfolio is your bio. You can now create a GitHub profile using a repo named after your username. This is your chance to tell a story, who you are, what you're expert in, your interests, links to your blog, website, or resume. Think of it like a LinkedIn About section, but cooler and more depth-friendly. Remember, this is your audience, and this is your space to speak in your most natural way. Let's talk about open source contributions and why they matter. I want you to meet Andre. He was a junior developer from Serbia, always feeling behind others on his team. No particular reason, he started contributing to an open-source CSS utility library, just small fixes, some documentation edits, opening issues. He was persistent and found joy in doing this work. At the same time, he kept the same tempo at the company, learning and showing more and more confidence. The difference was obvious, and his feeling of being behind was diminished. Fast forward a year, Andre was invited to speak at a dev conference because of his consistent contributions. He didn't chase cloud, he just helped out and found genuine joy and purpose in doing so. So the next time you hear about open source contributions, think about the following aspects. You can gain experience outside your current job. You can learn from experienced developers. You can build community recognition. Recruiters and hiring managers will notice your activity. More than once, I've seen a GitHub contribution spark a conversation like, "Hey, I saw you contributing to XYZ, we use that too." And just like that, you are expanding your network meaningfully, giving back and building your personal brand in a way that is not tacky, salesy, or something that doesn't align with your vision and your purpose. Where to start if you're not a star developer? If you're not already in this domain and know your way around, I suppose you don't know where to start. Always start small. What to look for? Beginner-friendly talks like good first issue or help wanted. Repos you already use, projects with active maintainers, check response times. What are the great starting points? Fixing typos or improving documentation, reproducing bugs, suggesting improvements or refactoring tiny chunks. Every open source contributor starts somewhere, and this will help you feel more at home and start expanding your field of influence and work. You all know that pull requests are more than just code submissions. They show how you communicate, respond to feedback, think about trade-offs. So what does a great PR include? A great title and description, a summary of what changed and why, screenshots or test results if needed, polite collaborative tone. You're not just proving you can code, you're proving you're a good teammate. What did your first PRs look like? What did you focus on? And most importantly, how did you learn what to improve over time? Think about these aspects. They are the elements of success. Here are some lessons from real GitHub journeys. 6 months ago, Juana, a full-stack developer based in Hamburg, found herself stuck in a frustrating loop. "I was coding every day at work," she told me, "but nothing I did felt like it was really mine." She wasn't new to GitHub. She had a few old projects sitting in private repos gathering digital dust, but visibility zero, confidence even lower. So she gave herself a goal, nothing extreme. Just one pull request per month and one improvement to her personal portfolio per quarter. That's it. She started small, fixing a typo in the doc of a React library she used at work. No fanfare, no comments, but she did it. Then came the next one, improving error handling in an open source form validator. This time, the maintainer merged it and commented, "This was actually a great catch. Thanks for cleaning this up." 6 months later, she had 2 new features merged into popular React libraries. Her pin repo, a collaborative Kanban board built with React and Supabase, had been bookmarked by 100 developers. A startup she didn't even apply to reached out and offered her a paid gig reviewing their code base. Juana told me something I still think about. The more I put out there, the more confident I felt. And it wasn't about perfection, it was about visibility and growth. She didn't chase stars or followers, she just showed up consistently, and GitHub became her quiet portfolio of progress. Here's another story, the green light signal. I had a conversation with a tech recruiter last year, the kind of recruiter who works with fast-moving startups where culture fit and curiosity matter more than Patty Gray. I asked, what makes a developer stand out to you when you're reviewing applications? Without missing a beat, they said, if someone shares their GitHub and I see a working project, clean code, even a small open source contribution that's already a green light, I don't need them to be famous, I just need to see they care. That line stuck with me. I just need to see they care. They've contributed to Kubernetes, not they have 2,000 followers, not they build the next ChatGPT. But a Readme that explains what the project does, a commit history that shows evolution. Even one merged pull request in an open source repo, that's enough to catch attention. Because it says, I show up, I contribute, I communicate. And in today's hiring landscape, that kind of signal is more powerful than you might think. So my point is, start not tomorrow, not when you learn one more trick, not when you finish your course, but now, start now. You don't need to be the best developer in GitHub. You just need to be intentional, consistent, and visible. Whether it's a small doc fix or a fully documented side project, your GitHub is your personal brand in motion. Use it to tell your story, to show what you're proud of, to open doors that resumes alone can't. Your code speaks, now let it be seen. Now I want to help you start. Here's your checklist. Curate your profile. Write or update your GitHub profile bio. Create a README file with your story. Pin 6 standout projects. Add or update README files on each one. Polish one project. Pick one personal project and do the following. Clean up code comments and structure. Add setup instructions. Include screenshots or some images. Write a short blog post or LinkedIn post about it. Number 3. Make your first or next open source contribution. Choose one repo with a good first issue, fork it, and set up locally. Contribute. Even a doc fix counts. Submit a respectful, clear pull request. Leave a comment or message thanking the maintainers. Number 4. Schedule ongoing visibility. Set a reminder, one open source pull request or portfolio tweak per month. Engage with other projects, stars, comments, issues. Treat GitHub like LinkedIn. Visit it intentionally, not just when you're stuck. Be persistent as I am with you, telling you this throughout the whole course, and start the buzz. You've got this.